Right, now, I talked about this last week, but it's dominating, if you turn the television on or you look at the news, the Olympic Games are in the news a lot. And I was thinking about the Olympics and what was going on, and I thought to myself, and maybe I think I'll ask to see if anybody wants to have a go at this. So put your hand up if you know the answer to this question. So I thought to myself, in terms of start to finish time of when the competitor starts and when they finish in one go without any interruptions, what do you think the shortest Olympic event is? Okay, I've got a clue in a minute in case you don't know, but I've got some very eager hands at the front here. So go ahead, Thea.
The 100-meter sprint.
Okay, we've got the 100-meter sprint.
Same as Theo.
Same as Theo, okay. So if I gave you my clues, let's see if my clues help you. So it takes 6 seconds and the distance is 15 meters. So sadly, it's not the 100 meters. Does anybody know what it might be? I don't think it's happened this year yet, so that might be why you haven't seen it. Okay, a guess up here?
I say it's the long jump.
The long jump, yeah, I suppose, I hadn't thought it could be the long jump, but I think it takes them a long time to run down the, the thing, so it might take them a bit more than 6 seconds. Okay.
Shot put?
Shot put, well, okay, I think, shot put or javelin, again, I think they take a few seconds to run up or spin round, so, okay, one more go, or a couple more goes.
High jump.
High jump, again, they're going to take a long time to run up. Well, last go.
50 meters swimming.
Oh, it's not 50 meters swimming. So the answer is, and I wouldn't recommend trying this one at home, but you might want to. It's going to be the speed climbing. Speed climbing. Okay, so all you have to do is climb 15 meters in 6 seconds, and you could be a world Olympic medalist. Okay, so then I thought, well, what's the longest Olympic event taken? So it's definitely not any of the ones we had. So anybody want to guess the longest one?
Marathon.
Okay, we've got the marathon. Was that what you were going to say? Yeah, okay. Anybody else want to say?
Triathlon.
Okay.
Triathlon.
Triathlon. Okay, so if I give you my clues, we'll see which one of you may be closer. So if I told you it takes over 6 hours and 170 miles, I can tell you it's not one of those two. Anybody want a guess on that one? Oh, is that a hand? No, that was just a wave. Oh, say that again.
Some cycling event.
Okay, cycling. Any other guesses? No, I'm not seeing any. So, so it's cycling. It's the road race, which I think was yesterday or the day before. They spend 6 hours, 170 miles to get to the end. And it got me thinking about how, if you're a competitor in one of these events, whether it's really short, I mean, there's lots and lots of them in the middle of these two as well. You've really got to, keep going right until the end. Now, if you're a speed climber, keeping going, you just have to keep going for a very short space of time, so you spurt of activity. But if you're doing cycling for 6 hours, that's a long time. And I'm sure during that long time, even if they trained lots and lots, there are probably times where they're thinking, oh, this is hard. And as I said last week, there's a real analogy here with living the Christian life, or living as a Christian. And I was thinking, last week I shared some verses from 1 Corinthians. This time I'd like to share some verses from Hebrews chapter 12. And it says there, it says, therefore, since we, as Christians, people in the church, are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us throw off everything that hinders and the sin that so easily entangles, and let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us, fixing our eyes on Jesus, the pioneer and perfecter of our faith. For the joy that was set before him, he endured the cross, scorning its shame, and sat down at the right hand of the throne of God. Consider him who endured such opposition from sinners, that you will not grow weary and lose heart. And as we think about, maybe we're watching, maybe we're not watching, but as we think about the Olympics today and this week, it just struck me a few of these things. It says, we're surrounded by such a crowd of witnesses. Well, if I'm watching anything at the Olympics, there's always a crowd of people, or very often a crowd of people cheering. And that's a bit like us at church. You know, we might not be, you know, standing at the side cheering and waving, but that's what we're here as a part of the church family, to encourage each other and to help each other along. And then throwing off everything that hinders. You don't see many athletes taking an extra bag with them to, you know, help, because it's going to slow them down. And it says, running with perseverance, fixing their eyes on the end. So you often see people like fixing their eyes on the finish line or what they're trying to achieve. And it's running with perseverance consistently. And that's, again, as we live for Jesus, it's keeping going, even, you know, when things are tough. And really all of these things combined, you know, to say we do this, we look to Jesus and what he's done, so we won't grow weary and lose heart. Because sometimes it'll be, you know, easier, sometimes it'll be harder to keep going. So I'm going to share a short video now, which follows up on what I've just shared.